So starting in a reflexive seat, but if you will, have your pillow so that it comes underneath your butt, like a little cushion, a little seat, a little perch. So get your little throw pillow, put it under your tush, and then give it a second. Get it where it feels comfortable enough. And then legs a little bit wide, knees generously bent. Lift your belly up and over, and then just soften over those legs. Let your head soften down and take a few slow, deep breaths. Take just a few more slow, deep breaths. As we get that little feeling of that close feeling of the belly connected to your thighs, let that be nice and compressed, and breathe like you're trying to expand your breath into your back, into the back of the rib cage, into your low back, down into the back pocket of your jeans. If your pillow is squishy enough, if you get that breath trajectory going nice and low and deep, you might even feel a little bit of movement of breath underneath your seat. So take the time to just take a moment just to notice the movement of breath in your body. Where your pillow has landed might depend on how much you get to move this move, but we're going to stay with this nice bent knee position. But now you're going to free up your hands, and I want you to think like a back extension. So you're going to lift your arms out into a T, lift your belly and chest just slightly away from your thighs, bring your belly and chest back to the thighs, bring your hands forward, catch hold of your shins or your shoelaces. Do that again. Open your arms out nice and wide, lift your belly and chest away from your thighs, come back nice and slow, hands return to the shins or the shoelaces. Open your arms out nice and wide. Lift your chest and your belly slightly away from the thighs. Bring them back for that slow return. Catch hold of your shins or your shoelaces. We're going to do it 2 more times, but now go with the breath. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, softly return. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, soften, return. If you can, let your hands hold onto your shoelaces and your ankles. You're going to put a little bit of a generous squeeze, and then you're going to start to lift and lower the feet. Think squeezing the marma point where the leg meets the foot, and then bringing just a little bit of gentle movement. Of course, if you've got anything going on, foot or ankle, comfortable hold where it makes the most sense to your body. Take a moment just to wiggle into the ankles, get as much movement as feels nice. So it feels like you're just kind of waking up that lower part of your body. All right, now we're going to move the hands up a touch. You're going to catch hold of shins, sides of the calves, and you're going to put a little twist. So you're going to grab and twist, and you're going to hold the twisted position, and then see if you can come back to that little bit of movement of the foot. Move your foot in a way that makes the most sense. Everybody's feet behave a little bit differently around here, these pots these days. So go where it feels good, and it's mostly about putting a little bit of novel twist or gentle hold on the fascia, and then moving a little bit beneath it. Take one more moment there. Hands are going to come up a little higher, but behind the calf muscles now, your thumbs are going to find the Indrabhasti point, that about 4 fingers down from the knee pit, middle of the calf muscle. Push your thumbs into the point, and then smush some circles with your thumbs. Go for about 5 circles going in one direction. Notice your breath. And then go for about 5 circles the other way. Notice your breath. Indrabhasti point being the energetic point that governs the strength in our legs, and we want really strong legs. It's going to carry us into our 120 years of our life. All right, take one more moment to massage that point, and then hands are going to come up to the knees or shins. Take it into a seated cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. And as you exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, tuck chin to chest. First 3 going to go nice and soft. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back. And now you're going to take it into that idea of that good morning stretch. So as you inhale, spread the collarbones, stretch from the sternum to the chin, wake up that whole front line of your body. And then as you exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, get that yawning feeling of stretch, space into the shoulder blades, space between the spine. Inhale, lift your chest, spread the collarbones, stretch from sternum to chin, stretch the rubber band. And then as you exhale, round your back, put some space into the erector muscles between the spine. Take a second there. And then one last time, inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back, get that good stretch. And then just at the end of it, softly recoil, round the back, hang out there for just a second. And then come up nice and slow, upright spine, tick-tock the head from side to side. When we get to it, we're going to adjust to a comfortable seat. So it could be Sukhasana, it could be legs out in front of you. It's going to be what feels good. Take one more moment to find that little tick-tock, and then you're going to go hands underneath the collarbone. So you're going to push in, push down, jock nod lightly away, and then you're going to see if you can just increase the feeling of stretch. So your hands push in and push down, and you're tilting your chin up and away as if you're saying, what's up? But the first couple, make them really nice and small, just to kind of feel that little tug and tension underneath your hands, and then extend it out just a little bit. But now that hand that's free, it's going to reach away, and the thumb is going to spin out. So you want to think thumb away from the chin. So you're going to reach your hand out, spin, and you're putting that little bit of tension, still holding that tension. So tilt your chin, stretch your thumb, go for about 3 more. And you want to feel like that yawning, reaching stretch, like you're stretching the fascia, getting it nice and alive and awake and alert. Go for 1 more. And then on the last one, hold that thumb in that back position, tilt your chin up, take a nice big breath. Release nice and slow, taking it to the other side. So underneath the collarbone, we push in, we push down, we hold that position. Start with small jock nods, just lifting the chin out and away, because one side might just be completely different from the other. So we're like looking for, where do I feel that little feeling of stretch from my chin down underneath my collarbones? And then we extend it further. Take your arm, reach it out and away, get that thumb to tilt back, and then just go in and out with that movement, just a touch. Beautiful. All right, now the next time that thumb is back and the chin is tilted up, stay there, press into your hand. Inhale and get that nice last yawning, reaching stretch. And then release. Now you're going to make your hand into a fist, and it's going to come back into that space underneath the collarbones, and you're going to, let's say, push with your knuckles. So you feel like you're kind of trying to massage the muscle. And now you're going to push and hold that good firm push. Your arm's going to go up and overhead. You're going to do the little wave. So you're going to wave up and overhead, and then reach back behind you, tuck behind the back. Reach up and overhead, do the little wave. Reach it behind you, tuck behind your back. 1 more time. Reach up, do the little wave. Reach it behind you, tuck behind, and then take a second to use your knuckles and go, just jiggle it a little bit. And then once you've jiggled it just a little bit, take it over to the other side. Use your knuckles, push into that muscle underneath the collarbone. Then we take it into the wave. Reach up and overhead, and then reach it behind you. Everything else that wants to move is going to move along with, because it's just about waking up that fascial tissue. So let everything come along for the ride that wants to go. Reach up, tuck it behind, reach up, tuck it behind, and then take a second to release, jiggle it just a little bit. And then once you've jiggled it just a little bit, shoulders down and back, just lightly. Turn your head, look over one shoulder, take a nice big breath. Turn your head to the other side, take a nice big breath. From here, roll your chin across your chest. Take a couple of good rolls, just like you're just trying to move the neck muscles and the cervical spine. Nice, gentle roll. Notice if you hold any tension in your jaw. See if you can get your jaw to be soft, but keep breathing in and out through your nose. Beautiful. 1 more roll across the chin, and then head's going to come up to a neutral position into a seated twist. Rotate lightly, gently to one side. Go for like the softest variation that you could find, where you feel like you're in a twist, but you don't have to work too hard to be there. And then take a nice big bottom of the rib cage filling breath. One more breath. On your next inhale, come through center. And then as you exhale, twist lightly to the other side. So the softest version of the twist that you can get into, and then that low, deep rib cage filling breath. On your next inhalation, come back to center. Easy seated forward fold. We're going to walk in and out. So you're just, because you've got that pillow behind you. So we're going to just play with the space. You're going to walk out just a little bit and then walk yourself back in, and use the support of your hands and your arms to walk out and in. And as you go out and in, because you got the pillow underneath your butt, for a lot of us, it'll change the shape just a little bit. So notice where you feel a little stretch in your knees, a little stretch in your hips, a little stretch in your back. And you're just looking for awareness, not looking for like going into some like big grand stretch. So just walking forward and back, tuning in and feeling and noticing. And then the next time you're in that forward position, go for the place where it feels like a gentle stretch to the low back. You can feel a little breath into the back body. Nothing's funking you up too much in the knees, and your hips feel pretty cool about the whole situation. Once you've got your way there, press into your palms, create a little bit of tension into your back. So it's just with that press, you want to create like you're pushing backwards just a touch. And then take a nice big breath, fill up into the back of the rib cage, down into your low back, down into the back pocket of your jeans. One more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, walk yourself up nice and slow. Come off of your pillow. Pillow's going to come underneath the bend of our knees. So come off of your pillow and then stuff it underneath the bend of your knees with your legs out in front of you nice and long. We're going to do the fold and lymphatic drag. So you're going to take a nice big breath, walk your sits bones back just a touch, fold over your legs, do the grab. So you're going to grab your skin and you're going to drag up underneath the pits of the knees, up the sides of the thighs, sides of the waist, armpit, back of the neck, reach up and overhead. As you exhale, reach towards your feet. Do a little grab and drag it up, backs of the knees, sides of the thighs, sides of the waist, armpit, back of the neck, reach up and overhead. Exhale, reach towards your feet and drag up the legs, up the pits of the knees, sides of the thighs, sides of the waist, armpits, back of the neck, reach up and overhead. This time fold and stay there. Take a nice gentle fold so you feel that little stretch into the low back, not too much. Soften your toes, relax your jaw, take a nice big breath. Come up and out of your fold nice and slow. Hands are going to come behind you just for that little lean back position, not that Eastern stretch. You're going to step one foot in and you're going to do a quick wiggle. So you're going to move that leg with a little bit of a quickness. And you want to think like you're just trying to like shimmy shake the leg to a nice awakenness. So you just want to stimulate the leg, and it works the inner thigh muscles just a little bit. And we want to just invigorate that whole entire unit of the leg. Take one more second there and then send that leg out, switch over to the other one, bend it, and then shake it around just a little bit. Everything else kind of shakes along for the ride. We focus on moving that leg with a little bit of fast and furious motion, and then we let everything else come along for the ride if it wants to. Beautiful. One more moment there, and then both legs nice and long. Come back up to that tall position. Interlace the fingers, flip your palms, press them forward. Round your back and press forward. Come back up to that neutral spine. Keep that interlace of the fingers. Round your back and press forward. Come back up. Keep that interlace of the fingers. One more just like that. Round and press forward. Come back up. Keep that interlace of the fingers. Bend your knees a little bit more as you float your arms up. Put a little space into your elbows. Tip over slightly to the right. Take a nice big breath. Inhale as you come up. Tip over slightly to the left. Inhale as you come up, unlace your fingers, twinkle, twinkle, twinkle as you come on down, and then scooch that pillow off to the side. We're going to scoop the butt forward and come down onto our back. When we come down onto our back, now we're going to take that pillow and we're going to go right leg and half butterfly, and you're going to take your pillow and just wedge it off to the side. So you want your leg to just kind of softly land onto that pillow. Once you've got your right leg into that half butterfly situation, hands are going to find the low end of the rib cage. We're going to puff and release the chest. So you're going to lift the bottom end of your rib cage up as if you arch your back away from the ground, and then press your back of your rib cage down into the ground. Arch your back again. Inhale, lift the low end of the rib cage. Feel that nice space underneath your back so you could possibly slide one whole hand underneath the arch of your back, and then press your rib cage down into the ground. One more just like that. Inhale and lift the rib cage up, arch your back. Exhale, press your back into the ground. Now keep that press down position. Arms are going to frame that bent knee, left knee, and you're going to exhale, curl up just a touch, get a little bit of invigoration into your abdominal wall. And then as you inhale, slow lower your way down. Exhale, belly button to the spine, scoop up just a touch. Inhale, slow return. One more just like that. Exhale, scoop up. Inhale, slow return. Right leg is going to lift. Take your pillow, pass it over to the other side. Stuff it into that left half butterfly wing. Let the wing find its place. Take a moment there. Hands are going to come back to the rib cage. Lifting the ribs, arch the back. So you could possibly slide a whole hand underneath the arch of your back. Everybody's back will look a little bit different there. And then as you exhale, press the back of your rib cage down. Inhale, lift and arch the back. Exhale, press the back of your rib cage down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift the ribs, arch your back. And then as you exhale, press your low back down or press the back of the rib cage down. Hold that position. Hands frame that right leg, bent knee. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, slow return. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, slow return. Last one. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, slow return. Left knee is going to pop up. We're going to lift the butt, slide your pillow underneath your butt, and then we're going right into legs nice and long. So we want the pillow so that it's going to give a slight elevation to the front pockets of the jeans. Walk your legs down and out to the end of your mat, and then step them out just a little bit wide. Arms are going to come up. So we're going into a starfish position with the legs wide, the hips in a slight elevation, and then take a second. Let your body kind of wiggle itself into a comfortable position. Our focus is going to be right here in that front pocket of the jeans. So find those front hip bones, find those nice little muscly bits underneath the hip bones, just kind of get a sense of where we're breathing into. And then with our arms up and overhead, light pandiculations, you're going to think inhale, yawn and stretch, but let that yawn and stretch feel like it's trying to find its way into the front pockets of your jeans. So take an inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale, invite just a little touch of softness and do that again. Inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale, invite a little softness in. One more just like that. Inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale, invite a little softness in, and then staying in that slightly softer position, but staying with that slight elevation of the hips. 5 cycles of breath where you're not doing much of anything. You're just going to let your breath come in and out. Slow, deep, and intentional breath. Breathe as if you're trying to breathe down into that full bowl of your pelvis. So think about the bones of your pelvis as a nice bowl. And as you inhale, you're just trying to fill the whole bowl up. So the pelvic floor moves down as we inhale and it softens and relaxes. So we're just inhaling, let the muscles relax, fill up, or imagine that you're filling up that whole bowl with air. And then as you exhale, you just gently let all the air return up into the lungs. 3 more cycles of breath if you can. Legs are going to stay out in that wider position. Arms are going to scoop down so that they come down into anatomical position. So think 45 degrees away from the side of the body. Corpse rolls with a little medial lateral rotation. So you're going to turn your toes in, flip your palms so they're facing down. Turn your toes out, palms return to facing up towards the ceiling. Turn your toes in, palms face down. Turn your toes out, palms return. Toes turn in, palms flip down. Toes turn out, palms flip up. Toes turn in, palms flip down, stay there. Imagine that you're trying to reach your big toes towards each other. You want to feel like there's just a little bit of added stretch. Think TFL, tensor fascia lata, or tensor fascia latte. I like to call it like it's a coffee drink. So just want to feel like there's that little bit of tug right at that front pockets of the jeans area. Hang there for just a second. Take a big breath. And then let it soften back out to that neutral position. Let your hands relax for a moment. Take a big breath. Feet are going to walk into bent knee position. Take your time as you walk your feet in. Push strong into your feet. Lift your butt up away from your pillow. Move the pillow out from underneath your hips. Hips are going to stay in that slight hover position. So you're going to lower your butt down so you could slide one flat palm underneath your butt. That's going to be your start position. On your next exhalation, lift your butt up. Get a good squeeze in your butt muscles. As you inhale, lower back down just to that hover position where you have one flat palm underneath your butt. Exhale, lift your butt up. Get a good squeeze in your butt muscles. Inhale, slow return to hover point. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, slow return. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, slow return. We're going to go one more time. We're going to return all the way to the ground. We'll practice one Uddiyana Bandha, getting that abdominal vacuum. And then we're going to take our abdominal vacuum and go up into a bridge. So let your butt come all the way down. Hands are going to find the curve of the ribs. You're going to squish your fingers in and under the curve of the ribs. We're just looking for a feeling of a little bit of slack of the diaphragm underneath the ribs. If you get up under the ribs and your fingers won't go, you can't get your fingers to curl up and underneath the ribs, odds are that you're having a little bit of tension in the diaphragm and the vacuum won't necessarily fly up. When we hold too much tension there, it's just not coordinated well and it won't go. Don't worry about there being tension there. All I'm saying is that there is, you might just allow it a little bit of time to let your fingers dig in. Take a moment just to see what you can find. Can your fingers crawl in and underneath the ribs? Can you hold your fingers underneath the ribs and take a nice rib cage filling breath? As you breathe into the rib cage and you get that inhalation, can you feel a little muscle pushing into your fingers as if it wants to push your fingers out and out from underneath that curve of the ribs? Take a moment just to take another in breath to notice. All right, now hands are going to release. Low Venus position. So you're going to go anatomical position, palms facing up, spread your fingers. Everyone who feels good about it, dorsiflex your feet. Pull the toes and the balls of the feet up. Anchor the back of the rib cage downward towards the ground. Lengthen the back of your neck, eyes on the horizon, gazes up towards the ceiling. Now take a big 360 breath. Fill your rib cage up, front to back, side to side. Exhale, and on this first exhale, just look for that sweet exchange where the breath can go naturally, soft belly. And then where's that end point where you have to use your abdominal muscles or core muscles to push the rest of the air out? Like go for a full empty if you can. And then on your next inhalation, fill up again. Exhale, soft belly, let your air go. And we're looking for that sweet spot where it's a soft belly. That's what we want. There's this nice sweet spot where the belly is soft, the air goes out naturally. And then there's this force that has to come behind it to get the rest of the air out. In that little sweet spot, that's that point where we can find a really nice, good vacuum. So when you're ready for that next inhalation, big 360 breath, fill your rib cage up. Exhale, slow, soft belly, let the air go. You prepare, swallow, close off nose, mouth, and throat, or pinch your nose closed, keep your mouth closed. Take a fake inhalation. Don't let any air come in. Let the diaphragm suction upward. Hold breath for a moment. And then if you can catch that diaphragm vacuum, hold vacuum, lift up into a hip bridge. It's hard to talk and hold vacuum. Hold vacuum, and then one vertebrae at a time, slow lower your spine back down to the ground. Once your hips touch down, if you're still holding that vacuum, let it go. Let your feet reduce that dorsiflexion. Take some big windshield wipers with your knees from side to side. The next time your knees drop over to the right, let them sink down. For some of us, it'll feel nice to take the right foot and hop it over to the left and let that left knee go a little bit deeper. That's not going to be for everybody's hip, and it might not be for everybody's ankle. So you're going to go only where it feels safe and comfortable. You're going to see what little edge you can find with the knees dropped over to the right. Now, left hand's going to open out nice and wide, and I want you to think thumb away. So you're going to reach your thumb away. You're going to do that little jock nod type of situation where your thumb is moving away. You're lifting your chin just slightly to open up through the armpit chest. Take a nice big breath. And then soften that thumb position, soften your jock nod. If your knee was stacked, take your foot off, take a second to come back to center, light little windshield wipers just to find that little soothing motion. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it over to the other side. Knees are going to drop over to the left. Let them sink comfortably down. Check in here first. For some of us, it'll feel nice to let that left foot stack on top of the right. Not for everybody's hips, not for everybody's ankle. Go for where it feels good. Once you've got that little extra edge down at the bottom half of the body, think jock nod, thumb away, lift your chin, take a nice big breath. Release your chin, release your thumb, release your foot if it's stacked. Slowly bring those legs back into center. Windshield wiper gently from side to side. One more windshield wiper to each side, and then pull your right knee in towards your chest. Catch a little handhold and take that knee and just draw it in a couple circles. Circle in one direction. Circle the other way. Pull the knee in towards the chest. Grip your hip flexor muscles. Release your hands and hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Let it go. Pull it into your chest. Grip your hip flexor muscles. Grip the front pockets of your jeans. Hold in that tighter position. Release your hands. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Soften again. One last time. Pull the knee in as close as it will comfortably go. Grip the front pockets of your jeans. Release your hands. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Soften those muscles. A little curl up. Pull the belly button down. Curl up your nose toward your knee. Hold steady there. You're going to hold that position. Now see if you can release your grip. Hold in that curled up position. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Lower slow. Set that foot down, switching sides. Bring the left knee into your chest. Take that knee and draw it in a couple of circles. Circle in one direction. Circle the other way. Beautiful. Now pull that knee in towards your chest. Grip those hip flexor muscles. Grip the front pockets of your jeans. Hold, release your hand hold. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Soften. Do it again. Pull the knee in. Grip the muscles. Release your hands. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Soften. One more time. Pull the knee in. Grip the muscles. Release your hands. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Curl up. Belly button down. Chest and chin lifts. Hold that curled up position. Grip those muscles. Release your hand hold. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Hands return. Softly lower down. Apanasana. Both knees into the chest. Take a moment there. Take a big breath. And then one little curl up here. You're going to curl up, nose towards the knee. Hold that curled up position. Release your hands in that tight little ball. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Left foot's going to touch down. Right leg is going to hop over the left into a figure 4, hands free. Lift the figure 4 up towards your chest. Float it back down nice and slow and controlled. Lift the figure 4 up towards your chest. Float it back down. One more just like that. Lift it up towards your chest. Float it back down, uncross to recross. Right leg touches down, left leg crosses over the right. Hands free again on this side. Lift that figure four up towards your chest. Float it down nice and slow and controlled. Lift it up towards your chest. Float it down nice and slow. Lift it up towards your chest. Float it down nice and slow. Uncross, pull the right knee into your chest, slide the left leg nice and long, supine twist. Take that right knee over and across your body to the left. Let your right arm open out nice and wide. And look for a feeling of an openness through the armpit chest, out into your elbow pit and out into your palm. So just get a little bit more open, spread your fingers, stretch out your elbow pit just a little bit, open up into that side, and then take 3 slow, deep, intentional breaths. On your next inhalation, as we roll onto our back, right leg is going to cross over the left, and we're going to scoop it right up into a figure four lift. Thread your hands through and find that middle space, not too close, not too far, something that's just right where you can breathe comfortably, your shoulders can soften, you can soften your abdomen, take a nice big breath. Keep your gentle hold of your figure four. Kick your left foot up towards the sky and then twirl your left foot in circles just as much as feels good. Just a little bit of movement into your ankle or back up, putting a little bit of movement back into that marma point where the leg meets the foot. And then if you feel good about it, take it in the other direction or find any little novel movement here that feels beneficial. All right, one more moment. And then when you're ready, release so that we can switch everything up. Right leg's going to go nice and long. Left knee is going to come into the chest. Supine twist to the other side. Take that left knee over and across your body to the right. Left arm opens out nice and wide. Get that open feeling from your palm to your elbow pit, to your armpit, to your chest. As we roll back in, we're taking it back to that figure four shape. So left leg is going to cross over the right. We're threading the hands through, holding onto the back of the thigh or top of the shin. Go for the hold that feels good. And then find that middle space, not too close, not too far. Soften your abdomen, soften your shoulders, soften your jaw. Before we release on this side, send that right leg up towards the sky and then add that novel movement of the foot and the ankle. Whatever little bit of movement here feels good, even if it's just a movement of your imagination. As we release, we're going to release both legs up to the sky. So soften your grip, stretch your left leg up to meet the right, put a little bit of a bend in the knees, adjust your butt, adjust your back so everything feels good. Possibly arms come out just a little bit wider into a T position. And then once you've got your way there, we're going to go a little bit of a slow pace, a little bit of a quick pace, and then we're going to stay still for a second. So you're going to start with a slow controlled. You're going to go out to a wide leg position, just finding your edge, and then come back in slow and controlled. And we're just looking for where's your quality and control in this movement. Going out, where do you have your end range of motion where you're in good control? Coming back in, how slow can you go? Going out, finding your edge, knowing where you're at. Adjust your back body and your hips so everything feels good and supported. And now we're going to go a little bit quicker. So now you're going to go out, come back in, go out, come back in, go out, come back in, go out, come back in. Now find the middle range and you're going to go quick, 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 like you're fluttering a butterfly. So you're going to go middle, not to the edge, not as far in. Find that middle space and then just flap those wings, get a little bit fast and furious. You want to wake up that inner thigh fascia. So take your time and you think you're working your IT band and the inner thigh fascia. So get it just feeling like your legs feel a little hot. They feel a little bit more alive. Take 3 more fast and furious. And then we're going out to our edge. Let the legs go out as wide as they feel comfortable. Hands can come to the insides of the inner thighs with good control. So you can let the weight of your hands just gently rest onto your inner thighs. So you feel that slightly deeper stretch. Take a nice big breath. Now hands find the outsides of the thighs. Help your legs come in. Think slight happy baby. So your knees are a little bit wide, the knees are a little bit bent. Hands to the outsides of the knees. Push your knees into your hands, push your hands into your knees and hold that little bit of resistance. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Hands to the inside. So elbows and forearms really inside of the knees. Knees push in, elbows push out. Hold that steady resistance. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Soften, bring it into reverse table, left hand on top of the knee, right hand behind the thigh, opposite push pull. Push your left knee into your hand as your left hand pushes down. Push your right thigh into your hand as your hand pushes up. Hold that little oppositional push pull. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Soften, right hand on top of the thigh, left hand behind the thigh, opposite push pull in a different direction. Right knee pushes up into the hand pushes down. The left thigh pushes into the hand as the hand pushes up. Hold that steady resistance. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Back to legs up the wall. Give your legs a shake. Bring your arms up to meet and a little yoga dead bug. Give your legs a shake. Give your arms a shake and not quite dead bug. Not quite dead yet, dead bug. All right, one more moment there. Bend your knees, Apanasana position, but now move it in and out. Inhale as you move the knees away. Exhale as you bend the elbows and pull them in. Inhale, move the knees away. Slow your exhale down so the knees come in a little slower. Inhale, move away. Exhale, come in slower. 2 more if you can. Now, my suggestion for our finish is that we'll take our throw pillow, put it behind the heart space and have nice open Shavasana position for the open heart. But if you feel like coming back to the front pockets of the jeans is a little bit more beneficial, I'll say, put the pillow underneath you in a way that makes good sense, which could also mean putting the pillow underneath your head, using it like a pillow. So whether it's behind the heart space, whether it's underneath the hips, underneath your knees, off to the side, underneath your head, get your pillow so that it kind of finds a nice, comfortable, beneficial position. Let your arms find their way into a comfortable position. Let your legs find their way into an effortless position. And then give your body just a little bit of time to reduce as much effort as it can. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as you like. But if you feel ready, start to gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. We're going to take some little variations of the good morning stretch as we wake our body up. So it's going to be left arm, right leg are going to just kind of slip down so they're in a little bit of an X pattern. But you're going to make your right leg a little bit wide as if your right heel is trying to find the corner of your mat, and your right toes are going to turn in. So you're getting a slight internal rotation of the leg. Once you've got that slight internal rotation of the leg, then take the big good morning stretch. Spread your left fingers, press through your right heel, take that yawn and that reach and that stretch, keeping the toe slightly turned in if you can, and then soften. Now turn the toe out, flip your left palm down. So it's a little bit of a thumbs down, palm down situation. And then add that big good morning stretch again. Inhale, reach and lengthen through your foot, through your hand as much as you can find. And then as you exhale, soften. And now we're going to switch sides. Step that right leg in. Send your left leg long, but a little bit wide. Stretch your right arm up. Turn your left toes in so you get that slight internal rotation. Now take big good morning stretch. Reach through your foot, reach through your fingers, get that nice little X pattern going on. Take a nice big breath. Exhale, bring that softness in. Now turn the toe out, flip the palm down. Take that big good morning stretch again. Inhale, reach and lengthen just as much as you can. And then exhale will take you into a little bit of softness. Float it on in. Use your elbows, use your body. Gentle coordination for this one. You're just going to come up just enough so you can take your pillow and stuff it into your low back. Once you've got it stuffed into your low back, you're going to stretch out and over, sweep your arms up above your head. A little bit of action for that front line of the fascia. You're going to curl up just a touch as if you're just trying to lift your back away from that pillow, and then soften right back over it. Sweep your arms up above your head. Exhale, sweep your arms down, do that little crunch like you're trying to lift your back up away from the pillow, and then softly return. One more time. Inhale, sweep your arms up above your head. And then exhale, a little scoop, a little gentle roll up, grab your thighs, coordinate, come up gently. And then once you found that gentle seat, sit in any way that feels good. Sukhasana, crisscross applesauce, sit on your pillow, anything that feels nice. But just take a moment here just to notice the energy in your body, the warmth in your body, the aliveness in your body. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands to heart center, and gently bow your head to your heart, your mind to your body. A nice big breath of love and gratitude towards yourself for all of your hard work. And then one last breath to fill up with some positive, good intentions for the rest of your morning, and let those positive intentions find their way to every cell of your body with your in-breath. And then let your exhale soften you just a little bit. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday. You guys are amazing.